Hi there everybody, hope you're all well today. I wanted to do a video on working in the corporate environment and how to relieve as much stress as you can in that stressful environment, depending on what level within a business you're at. Bit of backstory about me. I'm kind of close to 50 now, and I've spent the last 27 years as a qualified accountant working in industry for businesses. I got to a pretty good level in my career, reporting into the boards and having reviews with board members of pretty big businesses. So I've had a pretty thriving career. So unfortunately, after 27 years and a few things had kind of happened to get to this point, I went off work with work-related stress. How I'd managed to avoid being off with work-related stress for all those years is beyond me. But the reason why I want to leave this message today, the message I want to get across, is to perform and continue to perform at that level and do my job well. I had to kind of give myself a bit of a competitive advantage against other people out there. So things I would do that, and some of these all seem pretty straightforward, and you'll think, well, I can't fit those into my daily regimen. I mean, there were times when I felt like I couldn't, but I did my best to basically ensure that I could get some of these on, if not all of these practices in my lifestyle. So regular exercise. I've always been into exercise. I'm a personal trainer now, so that's kind of where I wanted to get into with my life. But regular exercise, so getting your heart rate up, high intensity interval training if you can, strength training, potentially 1, maybe 2 times a week, keeping on top of your flexibility and things like that. I used to spend a long time in gyms working out up to an hour. Nowadays I can have my workout done in 10 minutes, possibly 30 minutes at an absolute push. That includes a brief warm-up and mobilization, and a little bit of a kind of stretch at the end on any particular muscle groups that are tight. So I try to get at least a 30-minute walk in every day as a minimum. In the work environment, 30 minutes probably does it, but on a weekend I'd be walking for longer than that. Ideally in nature, getting away from the built-up areas where you can, makes a huge difference to your moods and your brain, basically. Moving on to brain, nutrition's a massive part of supplementing your body and brain. If you think all of your body and brain is literally made up of the things that you put into your body, so, you know, nutrition, food and water or hydration of some sort. To stay at that level, I had to supplement quite a bit. So yes, you can get most of everything you need from your diet. That's a given. And with the right supplements, you can actually just upgrade your performance that little bit more. The things that you can't get enough of in your diet, you know, your kind of omegas and you know, kind of things for reducing inflammation, such as curcumin, which is an active ingredient of turmeric, etc. But without going into the geeky side of things, yeah, supplementation. I'm a big advocate of. Although now I've come out of the corporate world, I don't need those supplements anymore because I live a very stress-free life, which I'll come to shortly. One of the key things that I really started to build into my daily practice, and it's an absolute must for me. So as soon as I wake up in the morning, I meditate. Now, I started at a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and I've worked my way up to around 20 minutes. Occasionally, when I've got more time, I'll maybe do a little bit longer, but for me, that's about right. I've been meditating now for about 8 years, and game changing. It really is, guys. I know that you're probably thinking that's a little bit woo-woo for me. It was for me too. I was a big skeptic. But preparing yourself in the right way in the morning really does open up your day, your week, your months, your year. It is that game changer. You've got to stick to it for a little while. And please don't worry too much about clearing your mind and having that monkey mind kind of taking over where you just can't get the thoughts out. That's not really the purpose of meditation. I'll do another video in the future on the benefits and different ways of meditating, but for now I'll just kind of leave it at that. Okay, so where am I now? I mean, as I explained, I had to come off work with work-related stress. That gave me a period of time to work out what I really wanted to do. I'd done quite well financially from working in that environment all those years, but it came at a cost. I had to really put some hours in. I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning most days to kind of get my practices in the morning, commute to work all day, commute home, do tea, look after the family, spend time with the family, etc. So now I've left the corporate world. I've been out of the corporate world for about 9 months now. It's been a pretty quick transition to doing something I want to do. I'm now pursuing my passion of being a personal trainer. I was already a personal trainer. I did the courses many moons ago. I've just not used those skills to, I suppose, sell my services really and to change people's lives. That's my real passion. I've set up a gym in my garage. It sounds a little bit quirky, but it's absolutely awesome. I'm living the dream, kind of having that just literally a few steps away from my door. It's absolutely amazing. I've got some great equipment. I've been into exercising for over 30 years, so it's not like I've just woken up one morning thinking, I'll be a personal trainer. I'll just wing it. I do know what I'm doing. I've trained myself for many years, and I've trained a few other people just for free over the years, and given people advice for free over the years as well. Now I'm hoping to change people's lives with that knowledge that I've built up. A lot of it is self-taught as well. Okay, so I now live a stress-free life. I really do kind of advocate getting to that point. It's been tough to get here, not only the 27 years in the corporate environment, but kind of coming out and not knowing what I was going to do, how I was going to earn my money, but it's all becoming pretty familiar to me now, and it's a great feeling, kind of getting up early in the morning and starting my day off with my practices without the stress of thinking about, oh no, what's my boss going to bring today, what's the business going to hit me with. So in conclusion to work-related stress and things to do, I'm going to leave it with 3 questions that you can ask yourself to see whether, you really should be living in that stressful environment or not. Firstly, are you adding value in the corporate world? I know that seems a really silly question, but I had to question myself every day, every week. What value am I adding here? Am I really adding value to myself, the business, the world? I'm sure I was, but I just didn't feel it. I think that's the key. I just didn't feel it. And I've gone into being a personal trainer and kind of selling my services in that way. And I get so much out of it. Every session I'm looking forward to be able to change someone's life in that hour is absolutely monumental. It sounds a little bit dramatical saying I've changed someone's life in an hour. Obviously it's not in an hour, but over several sessions, I give them information and steps they can go away and implement into their lives. The other question is a really important one. This, people have asked me this in the past when I was in the corporate world, it just doesn't resonate. I just couldn't get my head around it. Does it feel like work or fun or a hobby? Now this doesn't feel like work. It feels like this is my passionate hobby that I'm doing every day, which is a great feeling. And finally, are you living a stress-free life? If you're full of stress every day and taking it home with you and you're living with it on the weekends, then it's probably time to just have a think about what you really want out of life. I mean, I'm by no means old. I'm a very young kind of 48-year-old man, I believe, because of all these practices I've administered into my life, and I'm still working on myself every day. I'm now going into more of the emotional side of things and dealing with the thoughts that I have on a daily basis as well, which is going really well. Okay guys, I'll leave you with that. Hopefully that's been quite informative. I know that's a relatively long video, but I just really wanted to get my point across in terms of how I've kind of managed to get here and not put myself into an early grave due to the stresses that I've had to kind of deal with. Okay, have a good day. Thank you. Let's live to thrive.